This has been an absolutely wild 24 hours. And like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, what we're seeing in the markets is a lot of panic, a lot of people freaking out. Yet, despite that, Shiba Inu actually has some different things that are going on for the positive side. And no, this isn't my positive spin on this. I want to show you guys what is exactly happening for Shiba Inu holders. And there was something that I was wrong about that I do want to talk about in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So just to get this out of the way to begin with, I was wrong about the higher low in terms of Shiba Inu. All right. I thought that we were going to stop around here. We had a higher low compared to what we experienced back in August. We did, in fact, set a little bit lower of a low on the overnight drop and panic that ravaged the crypto market. What I will say is nice is that Shib had a nice bounce off of its long-term trend. That is a great sign. We have not broken 401, also a great sign. And Shiba Inu holders continue to be resilient, and we continue to see whale additions. And I'll show this more in just a moment here. But these are all very good signs for Shiba Inu right now. And really what we're just experiencing is we're getting drug around with the overall crypto market. BTC setting a lower low, that's not great. All right. It's hard for anything to perform well during that. Ethereum setting a lower low. That's not great. It's hard for anything to do well when that is going on. And what's very interesting here is, again, ETH BTC continues to drop, and we're on the verge of it potentially round tripping. Okay. All the way back to September of 2019. Those are some pretty low levels. And what I have to say is it's very hard for people to push things lower than that. All right. Now, that being said, Shib holding up well versus ETH. You guys can see that trend since the latter part of February continues to remain intact. Shib is gaining strength there. So that's a great sign. Shib is continuing to buck the overall trend of Ethereum, which is very difficult to do. Most ERC20s right now have just continued to bleed because the ETH chart looks the way that it does. All right. Now, that being said, what has really caused the overall panic in the market and the freaking out that's going on is what overseas markets have done. All right. Overseas markets tripped a bunch of circuit breakers, halts throughout the space. China had the worst stock crash that they've seen since 2008. So yeah, there's a lot of retail panic that's going on. A lot of people freaking out throughout the space. All right. Now, the question is what is U.S. money going to do today? Right now, it's about 6:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is before U.S. money wakes up. It's a question of, do we continue to see this panic play out or do we see things flip and start to get a little bit of a bounce here? We've had a little bit of bounce in terms of Shib and ETH and BTC and across the crypto market. And like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, panic tends to be kind of short-lived. All right. This isn't really a surprise drop in the space. And why I'm saying that is, people expected the markets to be bad. So this is where the trend can actually kind of go the opposite direction. Now, what I'll say is very good for Shiba Inu. These are three things that are crucial for Shib. Is one, retail has not capitulated. You're seeing Shiba Inu resilience. We actually set a new all-time high in terms of holders today. That's a really big deal. Despite the market drops, despite this big freak out that is going on throughout the space, Shiba Inu is not doing that. What is driving the price down right now is the LPs with other assets. It's dragging Shiba Inu down. Secondly, yesterday was a whale accumulation day. Go figure. Whales have been very heavily buying the dip as of late. I think that comes out to, oh gosh, what would it be? I don't know if I had yesterday's numbers in there. That's about 800 billion SHIB over the month of April. All right. So we're seeing really good things there. Exchange supply just hit a new all-time low. All right. So steps are still being made in the right direction. And unfortunately, we're just kind of caught in the overall grand scheme of crypto right now. And that's just fear and uncertainty and currently panic. That will change over time. All right. We deal with a lot of this. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. We deal with a lot of short-term pain before we have longer-term gains. And this is what I keep talking about time and time again. And people seem to keep forgetting is that there will be better times ahead. All right. So many people have been concerned about the economy and tariffs and potential stock market crashes, right? This is the loud noise in the space that's drowning out all these major steps forward that crypto is making. And times will, in fact, get better when those things quiet down. I know I keep saying this time and time again, but this needs to be remembered that when the loud times quiet down, crypto will continue to prevail. All right. So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. I appreciate you as always. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think we're going to keep dropping as the day goes on? Have we seen a distinct trend shift here over the last several hours? But have a great day. Share your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.